I want to share something with you about manifestation and visualization that you can use to get your ex back. It's very nuanced, and I need you to really meet me here in this video. So I grew up sheltered. I was super Catholic, saw the world super black and white, was very judgmental, had a really hard time looking people in the eye and socializing, making friends. And I could get a girlfriend for like 2 seconds, but then really quick, like within a week or two, she would leave me because she could tell that I was weird, okay? Now, another thing is I struggled with depression really all the way up until my early 30s, and I was hospitalized for depression twice in my youth. Now, why I mention all this is because for somebody that has the mental wiring of the nerd, of the person that's at the bottom rung of the social ladder, I was able to later, through mental focus and rooting out negative self-talk and all the different backflip stuff that we do to experience a different reality through manifestation, etc., personal development, I was able to date women that I couldn't even barely talk to in the past. Okay, and I had some imposter syndrome in the beginning. I had all the nerves of sitting across the dinner table from somebody I felt like I didn't belong talking to. But for the nerd to become the playboy, the guy that, by the time I checked out of the dating world and I went exclusive with somebody, I was dating like 6 different girls. For that to happen, it took a massive change in my mental atmosphere to pull that off. If you've ever had depression, you know that you can't socialize under those circumstances, right? Your cup is too empty. You can't laugh. You can't smile with people. You can't say a funny joke, right? So it's like a feat of God to make that flip. What it took for me was developing awareness. So what I had to do was notice what I was thinking and watching which thoughts I would entertain. Anything negative didn't serve me. Anything I judged myself for in the past, it could not allow to exist up here. There's no room for that. Life is hard enough as is. Can't be dragging around all this weight from the past with you. So anytime I noticed myself talk bad about myself in my head, I instantly interrupted that. Pattern interrupt, right? Just over and over and over. Kill it off, kill it off, kill it off. Over a few months, it all went away. Then, before dates, I would actively pump myself up by chaining together all my best life experiences in a highlight reel in my mind, and I would play that before I would go out on dates to temporarily amplify my self-confidence. Now, when you layer all that on top of a fundamental understanding of how attraction works, knowing what to do, what not to do, how to have an emotional experience, or how to create an emotional experience on someone else, I had a whole different experience of reality. And that's what you can do to get your ex back, but you cannot make a beeline for the end result. When I was doing all that, and my goal was to get into a relationship with the kind of woman I always thought of. When I was doing all that, I couldn't make the woman the goal. The slot had to be the goal. It had to be, I wanted to find a woman of X caliber, but you can't individually pursue, or you can't pursue the individual, in other words. So what I'm saying here is that if you want your ex back, you've got to take all this effort, but it has to be for this sort of nebulous goal, this faceless person that's going to fill the slot. And that can be your ex. It absolutely can. But if you're outcome dependent for your individual ex, they will feel this and they will reject you. So this is a long journey, and I would love to handhold you through this, but it's really nuanced, okay? And if you're a go-getter, you're an accomplisher, you will not be able to brute force your way into this. You're going to have to do this the right way, all right? If you want some help, click into my profile, click here, set up a call with me. I'll talk to you soon.